Evening all. How is everyone? Hope everybody's well. Hope you've had a great week and it's the weekend and chill out time. So tonight we have a special guest Airworm on. I'll bring the guys in. We have, make sure he comes up first, Martin Saban-Smith from Hampshire Sheen. Thank you, Martin, for joining us. Also we have
Evening.
joined us Mark, the gentleman Woodturner, and Terry from TJ Turning. Spit it out. So anyway, guys, thanks for coming over and joining us for another special guest Airworm. I know Martin's been on before, but as you guys know, Martin is the brain power behind Hampshire Sheen. So it'd be nice if you've got any questions for Martin about Hampshire Sheen, to ask him some questions. And just remember, the instructions are on the tins, or most of the tins anyway.
Or on the website.
Or on the website, or on YouTube. So anyway, if you've got some questions for Martin, don't stick your questions in the chat so the guys can check them out. Please remember, if you've got a question, please put a capital Q in front so the guys know it is a question. So as you guys may or may not know, I have spent since Sunday afternoon after my Sunday Live, madly rushing around, moving stuff about to get ready for tonight. So hopefully we are going to be glitch-free, hassle-free, and a smooth transition between going from here to over there. So we'll see. I'll just quickly show you what I've done. I've basically moved the lathe from where I'm standing now, here, which was here, over to here. So we've got better lighting. So hopefully we'll get rid of that glare we had over the top of the piece. So it gives you guys a better look and hopefully a happier live situation for us all. So I have on the lathe a piece of, no, wrong one. A piece of spalted beech that I got from Michael Howard. Is it Howell? No, Michael Howell. Sorry.
Michael Howell.
Michael Howell.
My local wood dealer.
I've turned a piece of this before. Really turns out really nice. So as is an easy live, I thought I'd just make a nice easy bowl. And I may actually put some, since Martin's in it, I might chuck a bit of colour on it, but I'm going to see what it looks like first before I make that decision.
Okay.
So
careful colouring spalted beech, Steve.
You wouldn't
get letters. There'll be letters.
Be careful.
The hate mail's in the post already.
I get threats all the time when I do it.
Right. So what I'll do is I'll make a start on this, and I'll let you guys welcome everybody in if that's all right.
Shall I read the list out?
Yeah.
Right, from the participants list. So if I miss you out, blame YouTube. Hello everybody, welcome along. So we've got Adam, I love Woodturning, Alex of Wooden Things, Andy H is for turning, Barry Chitty, Brickhouse Craftworks, Seth, Clint Wood Dancers, Brian at Hardwood Turning, Clive Rogerson, Dara Coolan, Dewey Shed, Door 60, Gary Letitia, Gav Today Woodwork, Gerard the French Turner, Podge Podge Woodworks, James Crawford, Joe Senior, John Scarborough, Kitey Shed, John Mooney, Martin Saban-Smith Woodturning, Michael Azapadi, Michael Howell. Hi Michael, this is a piece of your wood that Steve's turning. It's T's Woodturning. Neil M, Paul Houghton the Greasby Turner, Peter Corcoran, Peter the Parkwood Turner, Richard Bunton, that's Steve's dad, Roger Mills, Ruby Clare, SK Krafts, Spirit Wind, Wood, Stone and Bone, Stuart Ingerill, TC Woodwork, Terry Bartlett, Trevor P, Hobby Turner, Trevor Reed, Valerie Henschel, and Woodworm Paul.
Right, welcome everybody.
If I missed you, sorry.
And Mark, did you say yourself, Mark and Terry?
No, but they know we're here.
Yeah, they ought to. Good evening, everybody. Here we go.
Now, is Steve going to do a tenant or a recess?
I'm gonna do a recess.
Oh, Steve, we went through tenants last week.
Oh, I know you did, but it's only a funny little bowl, isn't it? It's not worth. Don't make me feel guilty, Martin. Don't make me feel guilty.
No, Martin, make him feel guilty because he doesn't do tenants enough.
You do a tenant, Steve.
I'll do a tenant on Sunday. Oh, I'll do a tenant. All right, hang on.
Do a tenant.
Oh, jeez, I better make sure this is big enough now. That should be. Yeah, that'll be.
Then you get the pleasure of turning it off.
Oh, I'm living the dream, Terry. Living the dream.
Sorry, Steve.
Well guilted, Martin. Well guilted.
No, it's too small now.
Woodturning by Barry is joined. And Doc Miller at Woodspun Rounds is
Sorry,
joined.
that's too small, so I can't do a tenon. Sorry, guys.
Really?
That's too
Okay.
small.
Excuse.
That's 5 mil too small.
So turn
Is
that
it?
off
Oh,
and start
Okay.
again.
And Natalie's joined.
You pronounce that so well, Mark.
Yeah, I'm the only one with a speech impediment. I'm the only one that can say it properly. So was Steve a good student then, Martin? Did he behave himself?
Well, yes, he was very good.
I
Yeah,
got my
he-
best
he-
behaviour.
You were on your best behaviour. Yeah, we had a bit of a giggle. Went through various different things and ironed out a couple of habits that I'm hoping I won't see this evening. I've already picked
Crude
him up
bad
in one with
habits.
the tenons.
Yeah.
You worried me there when you said we went through that you were going to say the bottom of the bowl. Because he's got previous for that.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Oh, we
Like
all have.
2 or 3 times. Yeah, but not on camera.
Twice, 2 weeks running and live.
Jesus, being picked on already. Look.
Michael House says he's...
Don't let the wood dictate the design, Steve.
And Michael says he's got a load more of the beach turning up the week after next.
Nice.
Good.
You
Lovely.
sound confident then, Michael, in Steve's work. You got a lot more.
Michael's the guy I got them bits I brought down, Martin.
It's a question there from Pete Twisted Trees for you.
Oh yeah, I've got it. No, Pete, you can just sit and watch, and then I'll do the normal thing of sending a Zoom link out so you can watch it back. I'd love to do a turn along with Martin, but with probably 300 people on each course, I think we might be going for several days. But
Good
good
evening,
question,
Pete, by
Pete.
the
Thank you. Sorry, Mark.
No, I was just saying good evening to Pete, because I didn't say hello to him before. Andy H is for turning is in.
Andy.
Clive Rogerson. Copperell Wood turning.
Lionel's in. Natalia Delio.
Lionel. Bonsoir. Donald B Wood turning is in, and RPM Woodworks is in.
Good evening, gentlemen.
80 watching so far, Steve.
Blimey, go
80 people watching you turn a tenon.
Yeah.
God,
Reluctantly
Very rare.
turning a
Very
tenon.
rare. Very rare occurrence.
Reluctantly turning a tenon.
Don't know what you mean. Don't know what you mean.
Oh, watch out. Ben's here. Hi, Ben.
Oh no.
Gentlemen, good evening.
Barry Chitty and William Brown are in.
Christine and Michael has a diner here.
Evening, Christine and Michael.
Good to know, Gerard. Thank you. Bonsoir, Gerard in Ireland.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I want to have a go with that citrus burnishing oil.
It's very nice, even if I do say so myself. Mind your thumb, Steve.
Oh yeah.
Of course, he's now watching you, Steve, because, you know,
I know.
if you go back to any bad habits, they're straight in there.
I was about to say he's doing it again, but I was watching YouTube and there's a delay. Sorry, Steve.
It's all right.
Ben, Jamie, would you like a small bite of my Big Mac? Yeah, I would love a Big Mac at the moment, Ben. Sounds like a plan.
Ben has previous for going to McDonald's prior to
In fact,
live,
he lives on them.
where you'll actually leave the chat, go get a McDonald's and come back.
Oh, fantastic. That sounds.
Wayne
Yeah.
Wood Turner's in. Hello, Wayne.
Hi, Wayne.
Hi, Wayne.
Evening, Wayne. Nice piece you did today at lunchtime, Wayne. kept your fingers out of the way, unlike me.
Yeah, well,
Just waiting to see if Steve puts a foot on it.
Robert from Hodgepodge got a question. He said, "What is the thumb habit that Steve was doing in case others do it?" Martin.
Oh, yeah. Steve's left thumb was braced against the handle, which pushes against the direction of travel, and it's a very, very, very minor thing, and it largely makes a very small difference on the outside of the bowl, but on the inside of the bowl, your thumb will be working against you. So because it is an opposing digit, it wants to push the opposite way. So by keeping the thumb neutralized on top of the tool, it means you can pull the tool or push the tool wherever you want without the thumb interfering. And also, arguably, in the event of a catch, there's less chance of the tool pushing back and breaking your thumb. Tiny, tiny little thing will make very little difference, but I've certainly noticed it makes a difference if I keep my thumb neutralized on top of the tool.
Good tip. Ruby Claire's in. Hi, Ruby.
Hello, Ruby.
Hi, Ruby.
You getting ready to come over to the UK?
Next week, isn't it? She's here.
Yeah. I've seen the pieces that she's entered into the, what is it, in London?
Was it Dream Wood?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen what she's...
Yes.
Jennifer's Crafts and Creations has just joined. Hello, Jennifer.
I may be biased, but I would say nobody else has a chance.
I'm seeing it.
Wizardry in Wood. It's a fantastic thing. I'm actually going to be there demonstrating for 2 days. I'm there. I'm at Wizardry in Wood in London on the Wednesday and the Thursday, demonstrating all day Wednesday and Thursday morning. And I am also demonstrating at the Tuesday night event for members of the Worshipful Company of Turners. And in the chat, I'll just drop a link to it if anybody's interested. It is a superb event. It is probably the premier woodturning event and exhibition in the UK, in Europe, and it happens every 4 years. And there are some of the best turners in the world exhibiting there, demonstrating and giving talks. There are some fantastic competitions which I think are now closed as well, unfortunately, but there are proper cash prizes. Proper cash prizes to be won for those of you that have entered, and I've just put the link into the chat for you, and it's in London. It's at Carpenter's Hall in the City of London. Here we go.
And when is that?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. It is Wednesday the 13th of October until Saturday the 16th of October at Carpenter's Hall, EC2N. Tickets are available from that link that I've just posted in the chat as well. Okay. And if you have a look at the website, you'll see some of the work that will be exhibited there by the Turners.
I think Ruby's got 7 pieces being exhibited.
Fantastic.
And I did. Well, a couple of us saw them. They're stunning.
And a preview.
You just look at them. Yeah, you just look at them and you think.
Hi, Mark. I won't hold that against her, though. How you doing, Blair? Are they? Hang on. So why is that gone?
Hello.
Hello.
I've got my sound on YouTube now, so I'll know when it's back.
Don't know why that disappeared.
Is it back?
What's a good grind for a 1/2-inch bowl gouge?
No, I don't think the sound is back.
No.
All audio gone. Worms are back.
Oh, worms are back. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
So what's a good grind for a 1/2-inch bowl gouge?
What you fancy?
Depends. What you fancy? 45, 50?
My
55?
1/2-inch bowl gouge is at 60. Yeah, 60 degrees. My 1/2-inch bowl gouge, as I've ground it into a bottom gouge, as it were, bottom feeder.
Yeah. I've got the double-ended, so I've got 45 on one end and 60 on the other.
So 240. Better use Yorkshire grit to keep Mr. Senior happy.
Well, I haven't seen him yet, but Joe's in, so
Yeah, I know.
Joe's
you know,
keeping an eye. Don't-
you know, she'll round.
You're out for a meal, I think, because it was Joe's birthday the other day.
Yeah, he's
So
gone
I
out for a
think
meal.
Ben took her out for a meal.
God, he knows how to splash the boat, don't he?
Yeah, I think he's treating her tonight. Bunch of flowers, roses, candlelight, and all that.
Watch out, Joey's
I
out
should
of
hope
sync.
he is after he ought to be treating Joe after spending a week abroad.
2
on his
weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Even
2
better.
weeks.
Better be 2 roses and half a bottle of wine then.
Ivy Woodshed's just joined. Hi, Ivy.
Hello, mate.
Andrew, good
Oops.
evening.
Evening.
I'm putting that on the piece.
So what's the benefit of putting on sealer first, Steve?
To Yorkshire grit it.
Yeah.
That's
But why'd you put the sealer on first and not just go straight in with the grit?
because the sealers raises the grain and seals the grain. Is that correct?
Uh-huh.
And then when we grit it, that'll
Yep.
turn down all the high points to make it nice and smooth.
Cool. Correct.
Do you know, it's like being at school again. It's like being at school.
He's probably messing himself, Martin.
You stand there thinking, have I done that right? Have I said that right or what?
This is a catch-out Stevie.
Mark nearly gave himself a stitch laughing at that, Steve.
Jesus. Oh, I've knocked that on the floor now. Oh,
The shavings.
no, yeah, sand and sealer. Right. So Yorkshire grit.
Dave Oatey's got a question for you, Martin. On the
Oh.
Woodturning shop website, where is the create account button? I've never been able to find it.
Dave OT, good question. There isn't a create an account button. An account is created for you when you place your first order.
So don't be so
If you
tight and
want to
buy
join,
something.
if you want to join the newsletter, then there is a newsletter link there as well on the drop down menu. But an account is created automatically when you when you place your
Wrong one.
Clever that.
And also Seth, Brighouse Craftsware asked you, Martin, if you have made any headway on the WT360 demo wish list. You may have answered it when the chat audio was lost.
Oh, Brickhouse. Yeah, Colwyn Way is confirmed for Woodturning 360 in March. I'm waiting to hear back from the others, and that's actually why I need to speak to Ruby Claire, which I'll be doing. I'll be dropping an email to Ruby over the weekend.
She won't mind me saying this, but I can confirm that Ruby does now have an interactive setup.
Fantastic.
Because I've helped her, myself and Pete from Twisted Trees have helped her set it up.
Cool.
She has cameras and technology.
There's no excuse now, Ruby. You've been
No.
dropped right in it.
She's now thinking, thanks, Mark.
She knew I was going to. We want to try and get her doing some lives.
Absolutely.
It's one of the
So
most...
what are you doing there now, Steve?
I'm polishing off the Yorkshire grit to make the abrasive paste work to its maximum efficiency.
Excellent.
I love it.
How much of the grit are you taking off there?
As much as I can get off of it. Till my tissue is
So
clean.
So you're taking off all the residue of the grit.
I am. Hopefully to give
Excellent.
me a nice sheen up to 1,000 grit.
Is it any better, Steve, working in that position than the other one?
It's lighter. I can see what I'm doing now.
Okay.
If I had my glasses on, I'd be perfect.
And so it looks like you've missed a bit, Steve.
Thanks, Martin. Right. So that's the bottom all sanded up to 1,000 roughly. So
See, I don't know if I like this new setup because I can see that nasty looking stream deck in the background.
you'll get over
Much
it.
easier.
You know what you can do if you don't like it, don't you? Turn your camera off. You'll be all right. Right. So I'm going to use Hampshire Sheen High Gloss Wax.
Cheers, mate.
It's all right.
Gerard says, Steve, be careful. There might be a written exam at the end. Then you're in trouble.
Yeah, I fluffed that one. Never was any
His
good exams.
technique and everything was very closely looked at last week, wasn't it, Steve?
Yeah, it was. Felt like I was back at school again.
What do we all
Don
say about Hampshire Sheen?
I don't know. I
Less
spend
is-
so little time on YouTube these days.
Less is more.
Oh yeah, less is more, definitely.
Doing yourself at a profit there, Martin.
Oh, I
The
know.
other way
It's,
is
Go on,
I mean, Glyn says, put it on as though you're not paying for it. For Yorkshire grit.
yes. Yeah, well, I'd say that about sandpaper. You know, you should use sandpaper like somebody else bought it.
Yeah.
Because it is a myth that a worn-out piece of 240 is the same as 400
It's not.
grit. It's not. It's just a rubbish piece of 240.
Yeah. Move it up the grits.
Don McKee is saying, Creations, he says he's got new cameras arrived today and he hopes to produce slightly better videos. And you can go on and do a live as well, Don.
Nice. So,
So sorry, Steve, I forgot to ask. How are you applying the gloss wax there?
how am I applying it on my tissue? We're using
Yeah.
my not my tips, my flats of my
Yeah.
fingers,
Good.
massaging it into the wood.
Massaging it into the wood. I don't remember telling
Don't
you
tell
to
Nicky.
massage it.
Oh, man.
I remember saying rub it. I don't remember saying massage it.
Well, I don't know. I was just reading your eyes, Martin, when you said that. Right.
William Kenny's just come in and said, good evening, guys.
Good evening, William. So now I'm going to buff it up by just laying a little bit of pressure over it. This is the second coat.
Yeah.
You must remember not to clap hands.
So you should let it dry for how long before you wash it
Well,
off? Just remember.
Yeah, there you go, Terry. There you go. Steve, I answer that question for Terry. How long should you leave Hampshire Sheen to dry before you buff it up?
well, we had this conversation and
12 minutes.
well, yeah,
We
but
did.
We did have
12
this
minutes is
conversation.
the standard answer.
We said about 10 minutes, but we was doing it straight away and we got a nice gloss. So is that wrong?
No, not at all. I was. You're not going to invite me back again, are you?
You might get a better gloss if you leave it on longer. I don't know.
No, you won't, Terry.
You won't, okay.
The best way to do it is as Steve has done it. Massage it in until the cloth starts to catch on the wax as it starts to get tacky as the solvent evaporates, and then buff it up at that point.
Okay.
If you leave it on too long, it actually makes it quite difficult to buff. So it's better to buff up before it goes completely dry.
Right. I'll remember that.
Peter Corcoran says he's still got the tins that he got from Martin when we built his workshop.
That was actually Peter. That was 5 years ago this week. So you clearly don't turn enough, Peter.
Gerard has said
it's nice to see your name popping up here and there, Peter. I hope you're well.
Gerard, the French turner, has said, Martin, are you really giving wood turning courses? It sounds more like a massage course. And of course, the bowl is the happy ending.
Oh.
John Scarborough wants to know: is Hampshire sheen has gone quite firm?
Yep.
He thinks he might have left the lid off or not on properly, but is there any way you can soften it or bring it back?
There is not a way that I will share publicly because it's dangerous. Okay. Solvents and heat don't mix together, so my recommendation is to just continue using it. After solvent has evaporated from a wax, what happens is the wax goes in, takes on quite a crystalline structure rather than being a rock solid wax. So just carry on using it. The finish will be amazing.
Martin, check out Stuart Ingerwill comment.
Oh, thanks, Stuart. Thank you very much. I'll be seeing you on Monday. There we go. I've done it again.
Pete Twisted Trees says actually it's 12 minutes exactly for the correct time to leave the wax on. That's how long it takes him to make a cup of coffee and get back to the workshop.
Ah, okay. If that works for you, Pete, that's great.
Norman Greenwell's joined. Hi, Norman.
Hi, Norman.
I don't want to say anything now. Thanks, Stuart. I'm going to sit here and sulk.
No, don't stop, Martin. It's hilarious.
I know. We got to keep this going. We'll make Steve. As long as we can get Steve to finish the bowl and not go through the bottom, that'd be great.
Well,
He's got a depth gauge now, so.
You told me I weren't allowed to mention a depth gauge.
No, you can mention it now because I've made Brian his.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Stainless steel and everything.
Rob CP's just joined. Hello, Rob.
Robert Hodgepodge, I've already said what's up with Steve's thumb. Was that to you? I can't remember.
Yeah, what Steve's doing now is what's wrong with his thumb.
That's the way Steve's got his thumb now. That's a good position there. I think he must have remembered.
Don't confuse him. You should have entitled this live "How to Get Ripped Apart Whilst Doing a Live."
I'm not ripping him apart. I'm asking him questions.
Brian, cheeky monkey.
While it's fresh in his mind.
Brian, you've seen the depth gauge I've made you. Oh, well, fair enough. It's still here.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, Hodgepodge. Yeah, I get you now. Sorry. Dewey, what height is best for the tool rest? I would say about 10 mil higher than Steve's got it at the moment.
You would?
Martin, do you remember when you used to do lives? That was part of the drinking game, wasn't it?
I can't find it. I keep pressing the wrong button.
Go on, Martin,
going wrong now.
Martin, say it like you used to.
What? Oh, yes.
Get ready to drink, everyone.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, the tool rest should be at a height that when the tool is presented to the work, you're cutting on the center line. There we go. Everybody take a drink.
Happened every time you used to spill sanding sealer.
I tried to encourage Steve to do that when he was with me, but I forgot he buys his.
Anthony Milner, you're welcome. Rob CB's in. Hi, Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Hello again, Rob.
To do that.
Steve, try and get your handle down a bit lower. And come a little bit, create a little bit more of an arc round there.
I can't because I've got bid bars in the way.
Oh, okay. I couldn't see it. From this angle, the tool looks a little bit flat. That's
Got 90
better.
watching, Steve.
That's
Scott
good,
Hampton's
Steve.
joined.
Hello, Scott Hampton.
Hello, Scott Hampton. Good evening.
Oh, actually, there was a question we missed, I think. From Benjamin.
Oh, well.
Martin, what do you think of Steve's logo? Specifically the knot and the wrong type of chisel.
Not in the wrong choice.
What's this pick on Steve now? You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Nobody can find out the answer to the question is why has he got a knot in his logo? Martin.
Well, it's a reef knot, isn't it? So perhaps it's sharing Steve's love of sailing as well.
And also, why has he got a bench chisel on there instead of a gouge?
Maybe that was Steve's first wood turning tool.
Yeah.
Before.
He does use those because he does do a lot of that work as well for a job. So give him that one.
Yeah. We'll be lucky to be invited back, won't we, Mark and Terry?
He hasn't got a choice with us. He's stuck with us. You're on thin ice, mind.
I think I might be. I'm going to get a very shirty message from Nick in a minute. Leave my husband alone.
Oh, Dad, she's watching.
No, I can almost guarantee you won't.
She'll be like, "Go on, Martin, keep going, keep going." I think I might have gone a bit too low there. Oh no, we're all right. We're all right. We've got another.
Well, yeah, that's because you've turned the 10 in tonight, Steve, not a recess. You would have gone through the bottom there.
No, I wouldn't have done. No. Right.
Gerard's just saying, Martin, that it's just to let you know in advance. In 70 weeks, he'll be booking a lesson with you because that's the day he retires.
Oh, that's nice, Gerard. I was planning on going on holiday in 70 weeks' time.
Michael Howell says even if
No, I'll tell you what, Gerard. It will be an absolute pleasure to meet you properly and host you here at the workshop. And I'm actually hoping to get back over to Ireland at some point and do a day or two demonstrating at the carpentry store near Dublin.
Michael says even if he does say so himself, Steve, that's a lovely looking piece of wood. And Rob says it's Martin's fault that I'm learning wood turning. It's normally Mike Walt's fault. People start, but Martin was the first live I ever saw. I remember when you came
Rob,
in that live.
I remember your name cropping up in my comments many, many, many times, Rob. So it's nice to see you here as well.
I got to say, I think, Martin, you were one of the first lives I ever saw as well.
I've actually gone back and I've looked back at the very first live, and so it's amazing how fast everything progressed last year during lockdown, as far as the technology that we were using, the cameras and stuff, and how it's all moved forward, and to see so many other turners doing lives as well now. It's really nice to see.
Yeah, you can go on and give them abuse as well.
You're the only one daft enough to invite me on.
Sign
Steve.
on.
Yeah.
Martin, you're always welcome to come and give me abuse. I'm sure the others would say the same.
Katie Cornish Maid just joined this evening, Katie.
Hi, Katie.
I don't. It will be a pleasure, Mark, but I don't think I could do it this month. This month is just absolutely bonkers. I've rebuilt the website for the Register of Professional Turners this year, which went live last week. Yeah, was it last week? Week before, something like that. I've got Wizardry and Wood to get ready for, which is the week after next. I've got the graphics and stuff to get ready for the Excellence in Finishing courses. Then I'm at Wizardry and Wood for 3 days. And then I've got an overseas visitor coming for a few days. And then I've got a week at home catching up with Hampshire Sheen stuff. And then I'm demonstrating in Denmark Friday, Saturday, Sunday, ending on the 31st of October. So that'll be nice, going to Denmark to demonstrate for a few days.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
Super job.
That's at essentially a Danish version of Makers Central. It's a humongous makers fair over there, about 200 kilometers or so from Copenhagen.
All right.
I can't remember
Danny
the name
Boy's
of the
just
town.
joined. Steve's
Oh,
turning
Danny
the
Boy.
bowl.
Hi,
Steve's
Danny
getting
Boy.
abuse from Martin Saban-Smith. And basically, we're all just ripping the Mickey out of Steve, Danny.
It's Friday Mickey Day. No, you know.
So other than that, nothing unusual there, Danny.
No.
Just a normal night on the farm.
Don McKee says I need a lesson with the famous Turner. I would have to choose between Martin or Ruby.
Ruby is a very good teacher, as well as Martin.
You could have one with each, Don.
I've had several private online lessons from Ruby.
Depends on where you live, of course. If you live in Canada, it's a long way to come to see Martin. If you live in England, it's a long way to go to see Ruby.
Sure.
It's only 8:30. Gosh.
You turned that pretty quick, Steve.
Thank you.
It's unusual, but yeah.
What are we going to do for the
Much
second
more
hour? Well, it's because he came to me for a lesson. That's what it is, Terry.
That's what it is.
I showed him how to turn. I stopped him tickling the wood and got him to cut it.
Exactly. Before that, he used to take at least an hour just to turn the bulb before colouring it.
William Rose Creates is in, and Ruben Woodcraft is in. Hi, Ruben.
Hi, Ruben. Hi, William.
Evening, Ruben,
Hey, William.
Jason, Gav.
Jason Leveren's in as well. Just popped in to say hello.
Danny Boy says, jolly good. Is the hole going to be centre or off centre?
How would you like it, Danny?
Danny Boy's been here before then. Oops. Actually, Danny Boy, it's on a tenon. So he's not likely to go through the bottom until he turns it around.
Hey, Terry, never say never, son.
Until you turn it around.
Right, so I just got to clean this little...
Don McGee says he'd really love to learn how to turn a Chinese ball. Ruby's
Steve?
a girl.
Yes,
Steve, have you got an airbrush?
I have.
Okay.
Make him colour. Make him colour.
Paul Heighton, the Greasby Turner, is saying, is there going to be colour?
Well, we did say about colour.
Yeah. Now, I've
Do
had
it.
an idea.
Oh, have you now? So is this
I
going to be
have,
like
yeah.
it was before, where everybody's like, no, don't do it, don't do it. Oh, yeah, do it.
Yeah, we did this with him when he had Stuart Farini on. Martin.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Before we went live, we all said, "Oh yeah, you've got to colour it because Stuart's here. He's the master of colour. He's one of the best colourists out there." And as soon as Steve started turning live, all three of us went, "Oh no, you can't colour that piece."
Well, it was a beautiful piece, so you couldn't spoil it. But you could put a translucent colour on that, couldn't you? It would enhance it.
Right, Steve,
Yes, mate.
are you up for this?
I'm up for anything, Martin. You know me.
Okay. All we're going to do is we're going to put a solid colour on the rim and then fade it down to the bottom.
What, inside or outside?
Inside.
Oh, right, okay. So I need to sand that up to 400 then.
400, yeah. I said because you turned that bowl super quick.
Oh, what can I say? Good teacher.
We ought to give the viewers
Something to laugh at. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Money.
That's today Woodwork's got a question, Martin. Any chance of getting a lathe rider's badge from you at Wizardry in Wood?
Oh, Gav, my lathe rider's badge was actually given to me by Dave Capper-Sandon, so it's not something that I ever produced. It was. I think there was only about 5 made that Dave had produced, and he gave to just a few people. So it's not actually something that I can get hold of.
Mike has one, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. There's me, Dave Capper-Sandon, obviously Mike. I think Yuval had one. Yuval Lahav and Steve over in Ireland, Steve Tordell. That's looking good now, Steve.
Actually, there isn't a lot of spalting on the inside, is there?
No.
Don't try and backtrack.
We're not. We're just justifying. We're justifying.
Right.
You'll probably get a seat anyway, won't you, if you fade in down through? So.
Ben Jamin says, so being nosy, how did the whole venture with Les Thorne come about? Are you brothers from another mother?
We should have warned you about Ben, shouldn't we?
No, I recognise Ben's name from a couple of places. Ben, Les's old workshops. Les's old workshops about 6 miles away, and I've got a little bit more space up here. So last year, it just made a bit of sense that we join forces and start something together, while still keeping our own respective businesses going, and that's what we did. Because starting a business in the middle of a global pandemic was always going to be a good idea.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
I thought that when you said you were going to do it, I thought, blimey, it's a bit of a risk.
Paid off, though. Paid off.
Hey, oh, that's good. Yeah, that's lovely.
Right. So what's your plan then, Martin?
Okay. Have you got little bottles for your colours?
I have.
Yes, you have. I can see them over your left shoulder. Look at that. That's proper organised.
Let me blow the dust off them.
It's the last time you used them. Was that long ago?
He was using the spray cans last time. You know, the hand spray ones.
Oh yeah,
Pump bottles.
Yeah, spray cans
in the rack up there on the right.
Yeah, the spray can ones. That's what he tends to use.
I'll even break out my new air gun. We'll give it a test, shall we? Live on the tubes, if I can get it out of the box. Ooh, look at that bad boy. Right.
Change camera.
Just to let you know, Steve, that Ruby's saying it's a beautiful looking bowl as it is, Steve.
Thank you, Ruby. But wrong bit. But Martin wants me to colour it.
I didn't say that. I said, are you up for it?
So Ruby, Ruby, if it goes wrong, it's Martin's fault.
I will happily take responsibility for encouraging you to colour it. I will not take responsibility for your ability to colour it. Or not.
Even with direction.
Well, you know, what can I say there? Right, I've got my test piece. Right, what colour do you want them? Gloves.
Earth.
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 Yep. So when it comes to, I mean, one of my theories about colouring is you can always enhance something a little bit by adding something to it. And it doesn't matter how big or how small that thing is. It could just be a tiny little bead somewhere, a little burnt in line or something like that. But if we take a look at Steve's piece there, when Steve changes the camera, although the bowl is really nice, the rim the rim there looks a little bit plain. And although we've got a nice shadow in there, so what I'm going to get Steve to do is colour the rim, just the rim, and then put in a little bit of a gradient, just about a third of the way down the bowl on the inside, just a little bit of a feather down there. So when the dye goes on, it's obviously going to penetrate into the wood. We'll still be able to see the grain there, and we'll have a much more defined rim of the piece. And then where the colour fades down towards the bottom, the colour will draw the eye into the bowl, but we won't lose any of the grain patterns in the bowl. There you go. Do you get that, Steve?
Yeah, I agree.
You from Brickhouse Craftworks, Martin.
Oh yeah, Brickhouse. Yes, the Excellence in Finishing courses will be recorded, and they will be made available to those people who are booked on. So if you want to do one of the courses or see one of the courses, then get booked on, and you'll receive a watch back link afterwards that will be available for 7 days.
He's saying he's got difficulty with the times that they're scheduled on.
Yeah. So if you just book it on. If you just book it on, you'll automatically receive the Zoom catch-up link afterwards.
And Danny Boy's asking, what's the new airbrush, please?
I don't know. I bought it from a company online. It's called Airbrush. There's no make on it. It's a suction cup, not a top feed, bottom feed, suction cup.
Steve, you've got
A siphon
102
feed.
watching, mate.
What?
102.
Well, I'm a goer. Thank you very much. Yeah, so it's just a siphon, and I bought 4 other ones with small nozzles in them, and for some reason, some of the rubber seals inside have started to collapse.
They've been stored too long.
Well, I always flush them out, but I flush them out with methylated spirits. I don't know if it's the methylated spirits that sort of damage the seals inside them, rather than
Quite possibly.
flushing them out with cellulose or water.
The rubber seals quite often don't like solvents, so you'll be better off cleaning them out with meths, for example, and then rinsing them through with water afterwards.
Yeah, because what I normally do is I've got a little tub like this one. I just normally flush it through, but I obviously need to. 2 of them are okay. The 2 green ones have failed for some reason, but anyway, that's here normally.
Can you get the rubbers? Can you buy them?
Yeah, you can buy the kits. Right, so just on this outer rim, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I would do it on the left-hand side. The other left.
That left. Are you sure?
I can't get Steve. Can you put it back to the other camera?
Oh, okay.
For a minute. Sorry, mate. That's better. Yeah. So I personally would work on the left, but you want to get the rim a solid color, and then slightly turn the brush inwards, but pull away as you move the brush slightly towards center.
Let's put some extraction on as well.
Just so it fades it in, yeah.
Yes. So you get a gradient. And then just a little bit more on the rim, but a little bit more of a gradient, and pull away quicker. A little bit more. Pull out. There we go. That's it. Stop there. Very nice.
Very nice indeed.
Are you happy with that?
Now, I am. Yeah, I like that. You could, if I'm going to be, if I was doing this, I would probably pull that gradient just a tiny little bit deeper, so it's about a third of the way down towards the middle.
So just make it a little bit darker on here, but then finish it about there.
Yeah. No, a little bit further out than that, but make sure you pull that airbrush a long way back, because to make sure that gradient's really, really fine. That's it. There, look at that. Pucker. Love, like that. There we go.
Yep.
So we've got a nice bit of colour there. It's draws the eye into the center of the bowl,
Yeah.
and we can still see all of the grain patterns of the spalting.
Yeah, excellent.
So there shouldn't be any complaints
others-
or letters.
Others may disagree.
Well,
Brickhouse is booked for the 19th.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Rob CB says it would work better if Steve had reverse.
Oh, Dara says 4 a.m. is a bit early. Dara says he's booked for the 9th. Dara,
in Texas.
Dara, you can book on to the 19th if you like. That's at 6 p.m. here, which I think is about lunchtime where you are, or a little bit before, or just wait and see the recording.
All right.
Benjamin's asking, he assumes the airbrush is used over a paper towel to prevent blotching with the punky wood
Paper towel.
instead of paper towel.
Oh, well, the wood's not
Preference
punky.
in the airbrush.
It's just the different effects.
No, Ben, this is a different technique. You wouldn't be able to get that gradient if you used my normal paper towel technique, for example. You wouldn't be able to get that kind of gradient. Make sure the colours are dry first.
John Scarborough
All
says,
the
great call, Martin. Well executed, Steve.
Very
you
well
very much, John.
executed. That's a very
good
nice
direction and well executed. He had to do as he's told, really, didn't he?
Steve is actually very accomplished with an airbrush.
Yeah, you should see the touch-ups I've done on the car. My new tinner cellulose sanding sealer.
Where did you get that from?
Oh, I got this from. I was down in Hampshire not so long ago, and I bought this from the shop in there.
You shoplifted it.
No, I paid for it. I paid for it.
You did. Right, Steve. Now, when it comes to putting the sealer on,
Yep.
because the sealer's got a solvent in, we've got to be careful that we don't bleed the colour into the middle of the wood.
Right.
So what we'll do here is we'll put the colour on from the inside out.
Sanding
so any
sealer.
colour that does come off, the sanding sealer, So when any of the colour does come off, because it's a very strong solvent-based sealer, some of the colour will come off. Make sure by starting from the inside and working out ensures that we don't get any of the colour in the middle where we've still got bare wood.
Right.
So don't go back to the middle with that piece of paper now.
Yep.
Katie's having a go. See you later, Katie.
See you,
Okay.
Katie.
Bye, Katie. I really like that.
Yeah, it's good.
Congratulations again, Katie, on getting engaged.
Big wedding coming up then.
Yeah. We could all go because we're all down here, Mark.
All right, so I'm gonna give it another coat. Same again. Middle first.
We could do a guard of honour with our bowl couches.
You could.
A bowl of hammer.
But Terry ought to use his Colwyn Waste chisel scoop.
Oh, you had
Mark.
to say it.
Yeah, Mark, if you want to pop down, Mark, it's only an hour down here. You can
Yeah.
He'll let you touch it.
you try it, Mark.
Yeah. Okay.
So do you think I should give that a third coat of sand and sealer?
Let that one. Well, remember what we went through with burnishing it dry
Yeah.
with the towel. I would do that.
Inside first.
Yeah, inside to outside. That's it. And that'll just encourage it to dry, and it will also denib the sealer at the same time. And then you can do another coat of the sealer.
How many sealers you recommend then, Martin? 3, 4?
It depends how thirsty the wood is, to be honest with you, Terry. With a tight grain wood, a tight, evenly dense wood, like a boring piece of sycamore, 2 coats. with spalted woods like this, they tend to be a little bit more thirsty. So 3 absolute minimum, but it really does depend on how thirsty the wood is.
Takes up, I suppose. Yeah.
Not a great answer, but it's the right one. It depends how.
Yes, Ruby.
I'm actually going to show one of the pieces that we did, Martin.
Oh yeah, okay.
Right, so we did 2 pieces on the day I was down at Martin's. We did 2 pieces. The first piece Nick collared as soon as I walked through the door. This piece I need to finish. I need to take the tenon off the bottom of this one. But this is one. Which camera on this one? Oh, back here, because you see it. So this.
Yeah, it's nice.
This is one that we did. Which way does it go? That way.
Yeah.
But I just need to turn the tenon off the bottom. And also, we said about getting another couple of coats of wax, didn't we, to get a nice shine on it?
Yeah, that was a very thirsty piece. That.
Yeah.
So how many coats of wax is that at?
This has had 4, maybe 5 coats of wax,
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
if not more. But
You can see the difference. You know.
But
the
like Martin said, even when you was putting your cellulose sand and sealer, you could just see it. Some spots were nice and shiny. Other spots were really dull where that was still soaking it in. So I'm gonna have a play with that. Yeah, and the other piece Nick took as soon as I walked through the door, so I couldn't change that one. Right, so
Pete has joined in and said, "Thank you, Martin. I could join in with my Ashley Isles round edge skew and make Mark proper jealous. Yeah, you could, but you can't." And then Rob CB goes on, "I thought if I got the 1-inch Ashley Isles skew that I would instantly be as good as Steve Jones." Yeah.
Bit of practice, a bit more practice, I think, Rob.
Another 35 years practice, Rob, and then you'll be as good as Steve Jones.
At 8 hours a day.
It's 5 days a week.
so I'm just gonna get one more coat.
You've got a little bit of towel stuck on there about 10 o'clock.
Mm.
There we are. I really like that. I like how the rim's darker and it just draws the eye in, and you can still see the figure in the wood.
Shows the depth of the bowl as well, doesn't it? Like a 3D looking at it straight on.
A hole does that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could have turned that quicker.
Right, that's it. Burnish it up.
Yep.
Now Martin can see this, but nobody else can.
Well, I can.
That's nice, Mark. I like that.
Nice bit of spout.
Are you going to turn it over? Let's have a look inside. Very nice.
Plain inside, honey on the outside.
Very nice too.
It's a twice turned bowl. I did live a few weeks
Oh,
ago.
no.
Now that bowl would also look good with that earth colour on, Mark.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I've got no way of touching it now unless I use a glue block.
All right.
Be a 3-time turned bowl. Thrice turned bowl.
Thrice turned. So what if twice is 2, thrice is 3? What's 4?
Pain in the ass.
Quattro. Quattro turned bowl.
I'm gonna have to Google that now because that's really confused me.
What is a 4th time turn bowl?
It would just be 4.
And not a very good turner.
After a turn. Not a very good turner.
On Stack Exchange, it comes up with once, twice, thrice. What comes next? And then somebody says once, twice being a couple of times, thrice 3 times, and then it says 4 times, 5 times, 6 times.
Just to clarify for some of the people in the chat, with the system that Steve uses for his earworms, the 3 of us can actually see each other throughout the entire show.
Just your chat can't see us.
Yeah, just chat can't see us. When we use StreamYard, just the earworms can't see each other. So we're all sat here making faces at each other.
Or gestures.
No, I learned I don't make gestures anymore.
No.
Not after the Mike Walk debacle.
Which you may or may not have seen, Martin.
No.
Oh, you need to go back and watch.
Oh,
That's
right.
what he
Yes.
said.
Okay.
And then
Thanks.
Pete just aptly said, by the way, Mark, we're all on screen.
For those of you who, well, obviously you guys who are watching can't see that, but Terry has just impersonated Mark's gesture.
Yeah. Thanks, Terry.
It's okay, Mark. First I've ever seen that.
Yes, Dave, it does mean that Terry and Martin can see my hand gestures, which I've been not doing.
Sitting on his hands.
I've been sitting on my hands. Oh, one of them.
Oh, Pete at Twisted Trees says 4 is a quadruple, 5 is quintuple or pentadruple, 6 is sextuple or hexatruple. Nice one, Pete.
Pete's got way too much time on his hands.
Yes.
Says
He's got about 6 screens as well in his
says the-
computer.
says the man who turned a witch the other night because he was bored.
But Mark's witch is an absolute treat.
Isn't it ever? Isn't it ever?
Anorexic witch.
You patronising sod.
Oh no, it is. It's fantastic.
Reminds me of
It's
Grot
really
bags.
cool, Mark. It really is cool.
right, one more coat.
She looks super happy.
She's a witch. She's not supposed to be happy. She flies around on a broom. She doesn't even get to ride in a car.
She doesn't need any fuel.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, that's true.
That's come
That's
up a
good.
treat, that, Steve.
John Scarborough says, Steve, that is stunning.
Thank you,
Oh,
John.
it is nice.
Got to agree.
So I had
Well
three.
done, Martin.
Well done, Martin. It's had 3 coats. So this will be its 3rd coat of wax. So catch.
Oh, that is Terry. That's the perfect stickiness of wax that you want. So it wants to pull the towel out of your hand.
And,
You just need just enough pressure to hold it on.
okay, I got it.
Copperell Woodturning. That drawing was terrible. Sorry, Mark. Which one? I've done 2 really bad drawings.
Well, the hat
Um,
of Brian's Live wasn't really good, was it?
Ben's is brilliant. You read that one out, Martin.
Sorry, which was that? Sorry.
Benjamin's.
Oh, it's very simple. Once, twice, thrice, twice, thrice, 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 once, etc., etc.
Right. Let's take this out then. And we'll turn the tenon off, shall we?
Pete, despite your spelling error, I've allowed that comment through.
This camera.
That's come up. That's really nice, that, Steve.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Beautiful, mate.
Right. Got to get Chuck out now. Somewhere.
Martin, they're taking the mickey out of my drawing of a profile of a bowl.
Well, it weren't
yeah,
actually.
very
It weren't. It was a sombrero, weren't it?
Very, very natural edge.
No,
Very natural edge.
That's the bowl. See the drawing of his. This is,
sombrero one was the other one.
Oh,
he made Brian turn that.
That's supposed to be a pagoda lid for a box.
oh, right, okay.
Can you see the resemblance?
Careful.
Yeah, I'll
If you squint with one eye half open and stand on one leg, you might be able to see what it should look like.
I don't draw, Mark. I use Adobe
Neither do I.
Illustrator. See, if you use Adobe Illustrator, you can draw half of it and then copy it, flip it over, and then it's.
It's fairly obvious, Martin, that neither do I.
How much job I got to roll with these? Ooh. Maybe not.
Oh, lucky you, Steve.
Maybe not. Just got to find a chuck key now. The chuck key I cut down because it didn't fit.
But William Kenny says there's a great looking bow, Steve, and now I'm going to have to go and buy an airbrush.
Do it. You don't have to spend a lot. You don't have to spend a lot of money on an airbrush.
Does everybody remember when they were young and at school and they made, in pottery class, they made an ashtray and it was terrible. And you took it home and your mum said, "Oh, that's fantastic. It's gorgeous." And they put it on the sideboard. Rob CP's like that with me, with that drawing, because he's the only person in the world who says it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Rob,
So you see, Rob's
man.
I made an ashtray in metalwork. It took 3 of us to lift it.
yeah.
In fact, I don't think I did any metalwork at school. It was just woodwork. And it wasn't even proper woodwork.
Danny Boy's asking, what on earth is this bit of kit? There's a set of button jaws.
Or coal jaws, as they're also known, aren't they, Mark? Button jaws, coal jaws.
Yeah.
Not very often used, Jaws.
Yeah, gathering dust on the walls.
This is about the 3rd tenon you've ever made, Steve, isn't it? That's probably why.
No, 4th, because I did one. I did 2 at Martin's.
Yeah, did 2 at
You
my
haven't turned them off yet, though.
One I have.
Do you want to go overhead, Steve?
I can do if you want me to.
Yeah, we turned one off here, Terry, and then we had to leave the other one on because we ran out of time.
Okay.
So no more than about. Well, I think that's about 450 on these, Jaws. Let's have a see what it says.
Big ones are 600, aren't they?
Are they? I don't know. I can't see it because that's covered where I. But we're not going to go too fast anyway.
You've got to tell stock up anyway.
Oops.
Bit of Phil Anderson, Shady Acres action going on now.
Take my gloves off. Unsafe to take my gloves on.
I'm keeping quiet. I don't want to put him off.
Yeah. You want to tell him what to do next? Remember how you did it at Martin's, Steve? Oh.
You've seen me do it enough times, Steve.
Yeah.
You fear one for me? It's only gone horribly wrong once.
Don't think about it. Just turn it off as you would normally.
The good thing with this way, at least you do end up with a nicer finish at the bottom.
Steve Fleming's just come in. Hello, Steve.
Oh, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Gaz today says he made a hamster house in woodwork. It was that bad, it wouldn't even go in.
Well, when I was at school, which was millennia ago, I did all woodwork. Couldn't even do sports because I had bad eyes. And I'd worked woodwork shop every day in the school, turning as well. Oh. Promptly left there and went in the dockyard and did an engineering apprenticeship in metal turning. So, silly me. Never mind.
So how long were you on the dockyards for, Terry?
I was in about 7 years. I did a couple of years afterwards. And then then I left there and became an AA man for 31 years. Fixing cars. And after I finished with that job, because I retired at about 50, 51, something like that. Didn't like the night shift. Took up my own business of carpentry and joining and property maintenance for 15 years, 16 years.
Cool.
And I retired year before last.
Congratulations.
So I've still got the workshop that I use for work. I've also got my lathe as well, which I've had since. Well, I had the Poolwood in 1989, then moved up to the 508. I think, yeah.
That's the 508 like that one.
Like Mars.
Yeah.
I bought mine last year sometime. So. Very nice bit of kit.
Yeah, and you do a bit of painting as well. I can see from the...
Yes, well, I used my mother was an artist. My uncle was an artist. That's what they made their living on. And my mother must have been about 1972, I think it was. My mother had a problem with her sinuses and threw all her oil paints away. And I came home from work. And they were all in the bin. I said, "What are you throwing away from them?" "Oh, blah, blah, blah. The doctor said I can't use that. I've got to do watercolours." So I promptly dragged them out of the bin.
Yeah.
And sat in the garden and painted a picture and sold it for 30 quid. My mother said,
Fantastic.
And the good thing is, Martin,
ever since then.
Terry's is an accomplished artist. I mean, his pieces he's shown us in the house are brilliant, but he's only just started using Hampshire sheen to colour wood on the lathe in the last month or so.
3 weeks ago, I bought an air machine, compressor, airbrush. And I bought a set of your intrinsic colours.
Got all the technical terms down.
And,
there's a little sample pack of colours there I can see.
And I tried to order the other ones on your website 3 days ago, and they wouldn't let me.
Oh, was it you who rang up?
Say the stock. So,
was it you who rang and spoke to my wife?
May have been. No, I didn't.
Oh well, they're in stock now. They're released back out to the public today. Yeah.
Okay, I shall order some tonight then. It's fine.
Thank you, Terry.
That's right. No, because I'm getting a bit low on them. I've been practicing. And he sent an email. And I looked and I thought, I'll have those. Mark, I said to Mark, he said, order them now. I said, I'm ordering them. And of course, they weren't available. And I was ripping. That's it.
No, you see, although where I am here at the woodturning shop and Hampshire Sheen is literally next door, I've got to treat the wood. It is a separate business, but the wood turning shop I have to treat the same as all of the other distributors, all the other retailers. Yeah. So if I say to the retailers, the 125mm sets are available to buy now, but there's a veto not to sell them until the 1st of October, it would be very bad practice of me to just walk out of the Hampshire Sheen shed and into the wood turning shop and make them available on the 20th of September. So I've got to treat everybody fairly.
That's fair enough.
Right. Up to 240 grip.
Nice. Few little lines in the bottom, Steve, as well. Make it look interesting.
Do you think I was big enough for that?
Steve, not too deep. Not too deep.
Bit of texture.
You don't want to cut rings out.
Get the salty texture tool out.
You weren't happy that I didn't go through the bottom. You just want me. All right, okay. Thanks, Martin.
That's a very nervous laugh.
Oh,
Steve.
shit.
Very nervous laugh.
Yeah, you're 9 o'clock. You're okay. Question there for you, Martin.
Oh.
Will the new oil, I dare say they mean the burnishing oil, be available at Wood World of Texas soon?
Oh, Dara, yes. I actually need to speak to Craig about a couple of other things that we have going on at the moment between Hampshire Sheen and Wood World of Texas. But I'm 99.9% certain he will be ordering some with his next order, which I'm half expecting to be probably next week or the week after.
Benjamin says, top tip, don't spill the red intrinsic colour on the wooden floor of your shed because it looks exactly like blood.
It does, doesn't it?
Hodgepodge Woodworks is saying that, Steve, that the base would look lovely with a concaved base there.
Robert, just dish it a bit more.
Shame.
No is the answer.
Thank you, Dara. Happy dance there from Dara.
If you reckon you've got 3 minutes of Yorkshire grit in that bottom.
I ain't doing Yorkshire grit. Not in the bottom there. I don't think that's got it. Might be surprised. I think that's thicker than I think it is, but we'll play on the safe side.
Oh, joking aside, you made a wonderful job of that, Steve. So we can now, in future, have that every week, on your Sundays or wherever.
Sundays?
Sunday lunchtime live, Friday nights.
Well, that's a Nicky shot on Sunday, isn't it? It's nothing to do with me.
But you still turn. You can do that finish.
Just in the background. All right, a little bit of wax on the bottom there just to finish it off. Sorry about the noise in the background. You can hear it.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Of the three of us.
No, the compressor's going in the background.
Oh.
Can't hear it, mate.
Oh,
You only hear a compressor. I'll put mine on. You can hear it from where I live to where you live.
Terry's almost silent compressor. How far's Hampshire from Plymouth?
Yeah, you'd hear it from there.
I'm pretty sure Martin would hear it.
I think it's about 4 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah, about 4.5. Yeah.
Been a while since I came down there for a holiday.
We saw Leslie. They come down for a holiday. He did a demonstration in our Woodturning club.
He had a great time.
Yeah, he did. Brilliant. We got Colwyn Way. If anybody wants to see him earlier, he's coming down in January.
Colwyn Way.
And he only lives up the road from us. Axminster. Not very far.
I'll be there. It's good Devon lad he is.
Get a bit of clean tissue and just clean it.
Like thee and me, Terry, eh?
Like us, boy.
Like
Boy.
us boys.
Get a bit of cloth and just give that a bit of
Although I'm a North Devon savage and Terry's a Southern softy.
Hey.
Plymouth boy.
All right, there we go then. Oh, you're on the wrong camera.
Yeah, well,
Can't see it.
Change camera, but
Oh, nearly.
that's better. Beautiful. That's really, really,
Nearly
really
dropped
nice.
it.
That.
That looks,
that
looks,
pretty.
that looks oval on there.
Now that is worth a fiver. Now,
A whole fiver. I'll be able to
good job, that.
I'll be able to retire. Very good. Very
Nice
good.
job, Steve.
Thank you. Thank you for your help, Martin.
You're welcome. That's another one for Nikki.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just put these out of the way. First. Right. So there we go. Let's bring you guys back in, shall we? Get this mess up. Stream Deck over here. What are you doing? Sorry, am I boring you?
Just woke up.
Don't know why I bother. Don't know why I bother.
Wouldn't be the first time an earworm's fallen asleep. Hey, Joe.
No.
Oh! Don't say that. Right.
More than once.
So let's bring it back over here. Don't know if it's camera. I'll pick it up with camera. Back here. That brown actually really sets that off. Nice.
It does. Yeah.
Nice little bit of spalted beach here.
You know, Earth is one of the colours I use. I don't think I've actually ever used it.
Earth.
Yeah.
It's a really nice. I've started using it an awful lot more than I did. But I thought when I was putting the colours together, I thought I've got to have a brown.
I don't think I've ever used it.
Yeah.
I was too full.
Jeez. Right then, guys. Has anybody got any questions for Martin before we go?
The reason why I'm looking over here, that's where I can see the all the questions.
Hodgepodge says, wait, does Steve's lathe not have a hand wheel either?
Nope.
No hand wheel, no reverse.
Nope.
No speed readout.
No.
No, but that's an easy fix, that is. You can buy one of them for 20 quid.
By what, Steve?
A digital speed readout.
Oh, right.
Gav says, it's almost as if Martin knows what he's talking about.
Cheers, Gav.
Been doing it a couple of years, Martin.
Yeah, he's in a year or two.
Yeah.
7 this year, I think it is. Yeah, 7. Yeah, 7 years. So I'm coming up to 7.5 next month.
That's a few years to keep it going and get it up and running, and now you've got it. Well done.
Yeah.
And the brand speaks for itself. So
it does.
Yes.
Yeah,
We
so
all use it. It's known worldwide.
do you mind if I stick a link up on the chat to anybody who hasn't booked on the finishing course?
No, mate, knock yourself out.
Carry on.
Go for it.
Thank you, Ruby. I do need a shave. I think I look like a tramp.
See you, Danny boy.
See you later, Danny. Is he off, is he?
Hi, Danny.
Yeah.
See you later, mate. Thanks for coming over. Get the Hoover out. Hoover up.
Martin, Jason Lever wants to know if you have a depth gauge made by Mark. Gentlemen.
I don't have a depth gauge.
Yeah, no. See, Mark's been promising Pete, myself, and Brian one of those for, I don't know, how many years?
How many
years?
How many
That's
years?
Brian.
Pete's saying decade. You're saying year. I've only known you guys for a year and a bit.
It seems like decades.
This one's
Gary
from Brian.
Letizia. Gary Letizia is asking, do I post to Guernsey? Yes, I can ship to Guernsey. Gary, we can't use, for finishes and stuff, I can't use normal post, so it'll have to go UPS, I'm afraid. So the costs are fairly high, but yes, I can. I can ship to Guernsey. If you pop round and see Stuart Ingreville, you may well know him. He may have some you can borrow. For those of you, I'm sure most of you do know and may already be booked on, but on the 9th and the 19th of October this year, I'm doing some free Excellence in Finishing courses over in the Zoom environment rather than publicly like this, and you can book up. I'm going to put a link in the chat for you in a second. You can book up. It's completely free, and I will be sharing in each of the presentations my hints and tips on excellent finishing and making sure that you can make the absolute best of your finish. And we will be using the Hampshire Sheen range of finishes, and I'll be sharing with you, well, basically as much as we can possibly squeeze into. Somewhere between 3 and 4 hours we'll be looking at good sanding, the importance of good sanding, sealing, applying waxes, lacquers, embellishing waxes, which also transposes over to gilt creams and stuff like that. And we'll also be looking at lacquers, because lacquer finishing is another step up. So we'll be looking at that as well for at least half an hour, I should think. So I will put that link in the chat for you right now. It is completely free.
So, Martin, on this... Go on, sorry.
So it's open to absolutely everybody, Hampshire Sheen users or not. Everybody's welcome, and it'll be over in the Zoom environment. Book your place. Remember to select the date and the time. Saturday, the 9th of October at 10 a.m. and Tuesday, the 19th of October at 6 p.m. They are UK times.
Okay.
So with this Zoom meeting, is it this case of they are watching you do it and talking through it and showing them how to do it, or have they got to be in the workshop as well? No.
They can sit there and watch it on their laptop, their phone, their telly, whatever. I'd love to be able to do a polish along with Martin, but with probably 300 people on each one, or up to 300 odd people at the moment, I think it is. That will be very, very difficult. So it is literally, this is how I do it.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the demo, I'll email everybody who's booked on a link so they can watch it back, and then they can take it away and practice.
Very nice. Very nice.
Trevor Reed has said, it's not a question, but many thanks to Martin for the inspiration when I begin turning at the start of the year. Much appreciated.
Oh, Trevor, that's very kind of you. I'm glad I've been able to inspire you and hopefully help you on your journey.
I can safely say, Martin, I think you're an inspiration to a lot of people, to be honest.
Stop it. Maybe.
No, it's true though. It's true. It's true.
Oh, hand gestures,
Blush.
It's not just your products. It's just, you mean, you're the only, like I said to you when we was down there the other week, you're the only manufacturer I know who spends the time teaching people how to use your products correctly. And we know, and we know it does it we know it benefits you, but How many people would sell a product and go, right, I'm going to teach you exactly how to use this product so you can get the best out of it? I can't name one
Yeah.
manufacturer.
No, that's very kind of you, Steve. Thank you. I
Well, no,
appreciate that.
it's the honest truth. And you shouldn't be modest about it. You should be honoured.
Well, yeah. I'm blushing. I can feel myself getting very warm.
All right, we'll change subject.
Gonna have a drink
I'm
now.
having a
Gonna
hot flash.
sniff drink now.
That's your age, Martin.
Is that intrinsic red or a flame there, Martin?
It's definitely a mixture of ruby and flame,
Ruby
I think.
flame, yeah.
Right then, guys. So obviously, if you've got the link for Martin's finishing classes, go over and register. I'm sure you will learn, even if you learn one thing, it's worth watching. So go over and check that out. So if nobody's got any questions, I think we will knock it on the head.
Thanks, Ruby.
Oh, thank you, Ruby. I don't, people just come here to take the mick, but
Thank you, Ruby.
other than that, I think we do all right.
People come along to watch me to see if there's going to be a car crash.
Or how many fingers you've got left.
Yeah.
So anyway, right, let's knock it on there, shall we? One more look at this bowl. Inspired by Martin, butchered by me. So
No,
there we go.
you've done a fantastic
Done a very
job with
good
that,
job
Steve.
for
It's
that
super.
Good job, mate.
So just a
Really
little
good
bit of earth on the top there, and it does really set it off. It really does finish it off. And like Terry said, it just gives it that little bit of depth. It just looks like you're following it in. It's nice. I like it. Right then, guys. So I will be back Sunday lunchtime. # Witch Week. So going to try and turn a
Nicky
witch. Yeah, on the Nicky Show. Mark's going to try and... Have you go on, Mark? Show people your witch. Come on, we know you want to. Look at that. Anorexic witch. We're going to call her Nutella.
As Martin
Nice.
likes it so much, I'm going to send it to him.
That is so cool. I love her. She's great.
You're stuffed now because you're getting this.
No, she is fantastic.
Right, so I will see you on Sunday for # Witch Week. And who's on tomorrow? Is Ed on tomorrow? I don't know. I
No,
haven't
don't
seen
know.
a link. I haven't seen a link for him.
Rob CP's on 10 o'clock in the morning.
Robbo's
for an
got a
hour.
thing
And
in
then
me.
Robbo's got a continuing
Teaching.
tutorial
Yep.
live. And Wayne the Woodturner's live at
In the
8
evening.
o'clock tomorrow night.
Right, there you go. And then I'll be on Sunday,
Busy day.
and then I think Mark is
Occasionally turning with Terry's on Monday.
on. Oh, Terry, you're not on holiday. I'm impressed.
Terry's on
holiday.
live 1 o'clock Monday, and I'm live 8 o'clock in the evening.
So there you go, guys. So if you subscribe to them, obviously their link will come up. So with that, we'll say good night and take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a great weekend.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Good night,
Cheers,
guys.
everybody.
Thanks for coming over.
Bye for now. Nice to see you all. Have a great weekend.
And thank you, Martin, for coming in.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Even though you did give me a bit of abuse, thank you for coming.
I didn't give you any abuse.
Ben's just said I inspired him to go on holiday more.
You inspire everybody to go on holiday, Terry.
Right, so once again,
Well,
thank you,
I've got
Martin.
a
Thank you,
voice that
guys.
just
Thank you,
wants to
guys,
go.
for coming in and joining us. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. Take care. Good night.
Cheers, Steve. And bye for now.
Hang around, Martin, for a minute,
Okay.
please. Oh, right, we're dead.
You got it?
Clear.
I can't